Hey guys, Jim here with another video for you. This is 50 Years in Film, The Hall of Shame, Volume 1. But before we begin, at the end of this video, if you like what you see, please give me a thumbs up, a possible subscribe, and most importantly, leave comments below. Let me know how you feel about this series, how you feel about this video, and how you feel about these films that I'm going to mention in a couple of minutes. Now, I want to explain what this video really entails, okay? This is not a countdown of the worst films from those years, okay? These are not the worst films of those years in particular. These are my least favorite films that I have on Blu-ray in my collection from those particular years. So just because a particular film is mentioned doesn't mean that I don't like it. It just means that that year it was the least favorite for that particular year. Some of these titles I actually kind of like. Some of these titles I absolutely hate. So we're just going to go right down the line. We're going to go chronologically by year, starting off with 1974 with the Sugarland Express. Again, this is one of the prime example. I do not hate this movie at all. I actually kind of like this movie. But I don't have a lot of films from 1974, and out of the ones I have, this one I like the least. So, starting off 1974, The Sugarland Express. 1975, Bug. Again, I don't absolutely hate this movie, but it's pretty bad. It's definitely a pretty bad movie. From 1976, The Town That Dreaded Sundown. Again, I don't hate this movie. I kind of like it for the most part. There are things in this movie I can't stand, like the slapstick humor that comes out of nowhere. (1977) Damnation Alley. This movie I do hate. This movie's a piece of shit. I know certain people have nostalgic love for this movie. I did. That's the reason why I bought it. And then when I watched it, I realized I made a mistake. 1978. The Brinks Job. Again, I enjoy this movie to a certain degree. But 1978, if you saw that video, it's absolutely stacked. 1979, Prophecy. The Mutant Killer Bear movie that is so bad it's good. Again, I don't absolutely hate this movie. I enjoy it on a certain level. But it is not good at all. And there goes my movies. 1980, Gorp. Definitely the worst movie of that year that I have in my collection, and probably in the bottom 5 of movies that I have in my entire collection. This movie is terrible. Okay, 1981, Galaxy of Terror. Shitty movie. Awesome steelbook. 1982, Forbidden World. Shitty movie. Awesome steelbook. 1983, The Final Terror. Again, one of those movies. I don't hate it, but it's my least favorite of that particular year. 1984, a movie so bad I forgot to even include it in my video for 1984. Ghost Warrior. This movie is absolutely horrible. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I know on here it says 1986, but I went on IMDb before I came in here and checked it out, and yes, it was released in 1984. So, yeah, Ghost Warrior. Total piece of shit. 1985. Once Bitten, which I know a lot of people really enjoy this movie. I've never liked it. I still don't. 1986, Rawhead Rex. It's just my Kino Steelbook. There's nothing on the back. Half my movies just fell on the floor, guys, so we're not going to do a recap. Okay, moving right along. 1987. This is just the disc. Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. Without a doubt, the worst movie of that year. Oh my God, this movie's so bad. 1988. Jack's Back. Again, I don't hate this movie at all. I actually like this movie. But of the films of 88, not to sound like a broken record, but it's my least favorite from that particular year. 1989. For my Star Trek collection, Star Trek V, The Final Frontier. Without a doubt, the worst Star Trek film. God-awful movie. Okay, moving into the 90s. 1990, I Come in Peace, a.k.a. Dark Angel. Again, I like this movie. But 1990 was actually a pretty stacked year. 1991, FX2. You're going to see a lot of sequels from this point on. Do not like that movie at all. Okay, 1992. Pet Sematary 2. Can't stand this movie. The only redeeming quality is Clancy Brown. 1993. Jason Goes to Hell, the Final Friday. You saw in my earlier video how I feel about this movie. I absolutely hate this movie. It is, without a doubt, my least favorite of the Friday the 13th movies. I know it has its fans, and that's fine. I'm not one of them. Okay, 1994. The Puppet Masters. Again, I don't hate this movie, but it is a pale imitation of Body Snatchers. 1995, Batman Forever. Again, I don't hate this movie. I certainly don't like it, but I don't hate it. But 95 was the best year of the 90s. So somebody had to be last. 96, this one was easy. Tales from the Crypt, Bordello of Blood. God, I hate this movie. It is such a piece of shit. I know certain people love it. Hey, more power to you. I cannot stand this movie. Same thing with this, 1997. Batman and Robin. Without a doubt, the worst Batman movie ever made. It's just, it's trash. 1998. Lethal Weapon 4. Again, I know a lot of people love this movie, or at least like it. I don't like it at all. I like Jet Li. He's the best thing about this movie. Unfortunately, he's not in it enough. But yeah, compared to the other movies, this movie's trash. And finally, 1999, we go to my Bond set. For the World Is Not Enough. Dr. Christmas Jones strikes again. Again, I don't hate this movie. But 99, as we all know from the previous video, was pretty stacked. So this one had to be last. So that's it for this Hall of Shame Volume 1. I will do a Hall of Shame Volume 2 at the end of the series when we complete it. I'm going to do one or two other videos, special videos, before we get into the 2000s. And I'm also going to do a special Goofy video. A couple of people in the comments have said that, you know, now that I don't have Gary Busey in my filmography anymore, you know, what am I going to do? Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. My next video is the ranking of my favorite crazy Gary Busey movies. So until then, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll catch you on the next one.